All right, let's get out your book. Creepy crawly caterpillars. I apologize if it's backwards. I'm still trying to figure that out on my end. So today, if I show you pages and the words and the sentences are backwards, just bear with me. Maybe try to concentrate on your book. That's the right direction. And we'll just make it work this time. Creepy crawly caterpillars. Let's take a picture walk. I'd like you to look at the cover and all the pictures inside for a moment and think about what this book is about, whether it's fiction or nonfiction, and any other details you want to take note of. Let's just take a moment to look through our books together. I have to admit, some caterpillars give me shivers. Some I think they're so cute. Would you ever let a caterpillar crawl on your finger? Or would you ever pick one up? I'm about 50-50. Whoa. Look at those. That page says eating machines. Wow, this looks like a pretty cool book, you guys. As I was looking at the pictures, I was noticing a lot of photographs of real caterpillars, a lot of information in here. And I'm wondering, up in the corner it says it's a life science book, which is my first clue that this book is probably nonfiction. Is that what you would say? Nonfiction is true, real life. And one of the clues is that I see that life science box up in the corner that tells me it's probably going to be nonfiction. Also, whenever there's photographs, that's another clue that what I'm reading about is going to be true. So we would call creepy crawly caterpillars nonfiction. Down here, we see who the author is. The author is, read it with me, Michelle Dufresne. The comprehension focus is asking and answering questions, answering and asking why questions. So right before we left for spring break, we were talking about the 5 question words: who, what, when, where, why. And we're going to be talking about those why questions in this book this week. So be thinking about different ways you could ask why questions when it comes to our book. The synopsis for our story today says, this is a nonfiction book about caterpillars. A caterpillar is a baby butterfly or moth. Let's look at the table of contents. What will we learn about caterpillars? Where do you find the table of contents, kids? Do you remember when you're looking in your book? If you said at the beginning, you're right. The table of contents is usually the very first page in a nonfiction book, and you can see that here when you open up your book. You can also see this flap here. Some books have flaps right there at the beginning or end of the cover, and those give us some more information. So let's read the flap, and then we'll come over here to that table of contents. Let's read it together. This book is about caterpillars. Caterpillars look like worms, but they are not. They turn into butterflies and moths. And we have a picture there. Pretty cool, huh? Let's look at the table of contents. What will we learn about caterpillars? Let's read it together. Creepy, Crawly Caterpillars by Michelle Dufresne. Table of contents. Caterpillars, page 2. Parts of a caterpillar, page 4. Eating machines, page 10. That's that picture I showed you. Not sure I would pick up those. Changing shape, page 16. Glossary index, page 20. So it sounds like in parts of a caterpillar, we might see a diagram. We've been talking about those in science this year. They're going to show us the different parts of a caterpillar using a diagram. That's a fancy word for picture and words. Eating machines, we're going to learn about some type of caterpillar that really eats effectively and quickly and a lot. Changing shape, sounds like we're going to be learning about how a caterpillar changes its shape. We talked about that earlier this year, and it's a big, long word that we had seen in our weekly reader. It starts with the letter M. What is that word that's kind of a fancy word that means to change? Do you know? That word is metamorphosis. That's a huge word. Metamorphosis. It means to change. And then the last is the glossary and the index, where we can find our really important words, what they mean, and where we can find them in our book. Let's go ahead and introduce some new vocabulary and some text features before we begin and read our book together, okay? I'd like you to take a moment and turn to page 5. Page 5, looks like that. Can you find the word bodies? Bodies, it starts with a B. You're right, it's up here at the very top on that first line, bodies. Let's read that sentence together. Caterpillars have soft bodies and they move slowly. So they're not going to have a hard shell like a beetle. They're going to have a soft body. Let's turn to page 7. So one page over, page 7 has a big yellow caterpillar on it. Page 7. Find the word prolegs. This is a new word to Mrs. Trana. I've never heard this word before. Prolegs. So I'm excited to find out what it means. What do you notice about the word prolegs on page 7? Did you find it? It's dark, isn't it? We know any words that are dark or big are important. And prolegs on page 7 is dark. Do you see that? Yeah, that tells me it's important. I need to pay attention to it. Prolegs. I wonder what they are, though. Let's read the sentence that has the word prolegs in it. They are called prolegs. The prolegs help the caterpillar hold on as it climbs plants. And then down here, I see a text feature. These are important in a nonfiction book. They give us more information. And in this text box, it gives us more information about what prolegs are. Let's read that text box together. Caterpillars can have up to 5 pairs of prolegs. Now, a pair means 2. 5 pairs of 2 would be how many? 5 pairs of 2. Let's count by 2s on our hand. Ready? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's 10 legs. Prolegs. Wow. And I think before the word prolegs at the very top, it gives you even more information about what they are. Let's read this whole page. I'm really interested in this because I've never heard of these before. Let's start at the top and read about what prolegs are. You might think there are more than 6 legs on a caterpillar. If you pick up a caterpillar and look at its belly, you will see some stumps that look like legs. These stumps are not really legs. They are called prolegs. Pretty cool. I'm learning too with you. All right, let's look at page 10. Page 10. How you doing, Riley? Zoe? Jonas? I'm excited to be with you today, even though we're not really together. It kind of feels like it. Page 10. Can you find the word eggshell? Eggshell. It starts with a vowel. What vowel do you hear? E? Look for the word eggshell on page 10. All right, I see it. It's kind of in the middle, eggshell. Let's read that sentence. First, they will eat the eggshell. Then they begin eating a leaf. It's talking about what a caterpillar does when it hatches from its egg. And it tells us the first thing it does when it hatches is that it eats its own eggshell. That's interesting. Eggshell is a compound word which means what? Can you tell me? That's right. A compound word is a word that has 2 separate words put together. Let's clap the word eggshell. Ready? Eggshell. Did you hear the 2 words? Now let's use our hands. Ready? Egg, shell, eggshell. Very good. All right, the text features again, like I was saying before, there's 2 types of text features in our book. Let's turn to page 4. That means we go back to page 4. The text feature on page 4 is called a diagram, and a diagram is a picture with labels and words that tell us the parts of something. And in this case, it's the parts of a caterpillar. So the first text feature is a diagram. You'll see diagrams in books quite a bit, especially when you're learning about nonfiction things in science. The next text feature that you can find, friends, is on page 10. Turn to page 10. Page 10, and you'll see it down here. There's a picture, and then there's a box that says more to explore. And like I said before, a text feature means that it's going to give you more information about the topic or about the subject on that page. Like fun facts, I like to say, but they call it more to explore. And then you'll see that again on page 13. Go to page 13 with me. You'll see 2 more to explores on page 13. Let's read those together. Are you on page 13? Let's go to the top. It says, read it with me. The gypsy moth, caterpillar, eats leaves of many kinds of trees. They eat so many leaves, they can sometimes kill the trees. Wow. So something so small like a gypsy moth has the capability to eat so many of the leaves that it can actually kill the big, huge, strong tree. Isn't that incredible? And I'm guessing teamwork plays a part in that. Probably not one gypsy moth could eat enough leaves to kill the tree, but a whole swarm of them could. Let's look down here at this text feature box. This is going to give us more information about the tomato hornworm. Let's read it together. The tomato hornworm caterpillar loves to eat tomatoes and other vegetables in the garden. Pretty cool. All right. I'm going to give you some time to read the book on your own when class is done today. I'm not going to read it with you. You're pretty good at independent reading. So I have a few more things I'm going to do with you today for class. And then at the end of class, at the end of the video, I want you to find a very comfortable place somewhere in your house, or maybe you've made a desk for yourself, and I want you to sit down and I want you to read this book either to yourself or to someone in your family. Okay, so enjoy that. We'll be talking about it more tomorrow, so be sure you read that today.